Today, we're gonna start a war. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris back again with another Hoyoverse video, which is probably the first time I've said that. I usually say Genshin, Star Rail, or Zenless because this time we're talking about all three in one. We've got a tier list here inspired by this tier list that I saw on one video where they had a bunch of gacha games and they ranked them. Now granted, I don't play this many gacha games, but I do play all three Hoyo games. We will be ranking them in terms of the story, the animations, the combat, the character designs, the events, the environment, the end game, the OST, and the community. I think there's one thing in here. Yeah, character visuals, I don't know what they're talking about here. It's the same thing. Character design, character development is the same thing. So I'm not too sure. Anyway, we can actually get into this. So right off the front of the video, right at the start here, I just want to say that everything is literally subjective. So it's all my opinion. There's no facts here. Even though there might be some facts here, there are no facts here. Let me know down below what you guys would rank for all of these, and without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. I feel like things are gonna get controversial and the things are gonna get a little silly. I'm probably gonna be laughing a lot. I'm not rage baiting. I'm gonna be honest. Like, these are my true feelings here. Gonna be honest, but I'm still probably gonna end up laughing a lot. So just so you know, it's not rage bait. Okay, so story. I think obviously, I mean, Zenless, unfortunately, Zenless is in the back. Zenless is, I mean, the story has actually been pretty, like, decent right now with, like, 3.0. Rose Califer has been pretty cool. I actually haven't even finished the full Rose Califer story yet, which I need to do. But it's very fun, very interesting. But unfortunately, I mean, they don't have, like, they don't get the sort of legacy, I guess. Like, they don't have the years in it yet. They don't have the years in it yet, and I feel like season 1, season 2, they were still trying to figure out what they were really trying to do, but now they kind of know. Now they kind of know. So maybe we'll come back. Maybe like 2 years from now we'll come back. We'll do this again, and Zenless is #1. Who knows? Who knows? So what's going in front? Genshin or Star Rail? Guys, I'm not gonna troll y'all, bro. Of course, I'm putting Genshin first. Hey, I'm putting Genshin first, right? I am putting Genshin first, but Star Rail has been pretty good. Recently, Star Rail's been pretty good. We're talking about overall, of course. We're talking about the overall thing. And I feel like the only Archon quest that is like mid to ass is legitimately like Inazuma. Like Inazuma, they gotta redo that. Like just spend an entire patch series and just remake Inazuma. Like, just try it again. Well, okay, maybe you can argue Leeway as well, but I thought Leeway was interesting. Hey, no Mondstadt hate. There better not be any Mondstadt hate in the chat. But Inazuma and Leeway, for sure, are like definitely the lowest points. But like, you hit Sumeru and like we're running full speed. They hit Sumeru and they started like Genshin, slow down. Where the fuck are we going? like where are we going, bro? Right now? And they just revealed the front. This is so you can tell exactly why I'm recording this. They just revealed the Saritsa, and we're going to, you know, Snezhnaya, big boy shit in 7.0. Genshin's going crazy, but let me talk about Star. I want to talk about Star Rail first. So for Star Rail, I don't like. Oh, this is how controversial is this one? I actually don't like how Star Rail opens. But once you get to like Belobog, I actually quite enjoyed Belobog because I feel like they throw a lot at you at the beginning of Star Rail. They're like all of it. They're naming all this shit that for you as a player doesn't matter right now, right? They're talking about like Aeons, Stellar and Hunters, name dropping 50 characters that actually don't matter right now. So it was like, I was like, whoa, what the hell are we doing? I was kind of out of it. But then like once you get the Belobog and everything kind of just shrinks back. We shrink, you know, you're just Trailblazer, March, Danheng, you're gonna go help these guys, you know, in their planet. Very simple. And then we gradually move up from there. But that opening, I think, is like, yikes. I think it is too much for like I feel like the average person. Anyway, for someone who's like trying to get into the story, especially because like before I played Star Rail, everybody was talking about that shit. Like, oh my god, the story's so good. Oh my god. So, you know, I came in with some expectations, and unfortunately weren't met. But then we hit like the Lofu, and I thought the Lofu was pretty cool. And then we hit Penacony, and I thought Penacony at the moment, I would say, is still my favorite place. But Planet Arcadia is on track. Planet Arcadia is indeed on track to be my new favorite. But Penacony was one I was like, oh, this is really cool. But what's funny is like Penacony I have like the most problems with. Like Penacony might be my favorite area, probably because like it's Disney World and I just love that shit. Penacony was just so sick. Like environmentally, I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever top Penacony environmentally. But then we get to like Amphorius. And Amphorius is like overall, is it good or bad? It's good. But like playing through Amphorius is not fun. And that's kind of like the problem with Amphorius. We need Amphorius Kai. Dude, Amphorius Kai, they would cook. They would cook. If we can get like Amphorius Kai, they would cook. But Planet Arcadia is fun to go through. I think it'll probably not be as grandiose, but I'm more interested because it's characters we know. Himiko is one of the main points of Planet Arcadia right now, right? We're fighting like Assad Permad. He's actually absurd. Assad Permad is like their best villain. Like Star Rail's villains aren't very good. Genshin's villains aren't very good. Well, Dottore was fire, actually. Dottore was a good villain. And Star Rail doesn't really have, and Zenless doesn't really have that many good villains either. Well, I liked Sarah, but then they got rid of her. Why did we get rid of Sarah? Like, what are we doing? Okay. But like, yeah, honestly, for all three games, their biggest problem is not having like strong villains, because you know what it is? It's because they're always trying to sell you these fucking characters, so they're always holding back. They're like, oh no, they're not that evil, look, they're a good guy now, and they're gonna sell you, and then they're gonna sell it to you as a character. And it's like, man, like I kind of just wish, like, can we just get some guys with like aura and they just say, bro, like, I hate the world, fuck y'all, and they just kill everybody? Like can we get some real villains, bro? We need some real villains in any of these Hoyo games. But yeah, I was glazing Genshin earlier for the story. Pretty damn good. Now we can move on to animations. This one is pretty easy. We're gonna start with the lowest and we'll go up. So Genshin definitely has the worst animations. Even though I like Genshin's animations, there's a lot of stuff in there that are like the character I think about a lot for like animation is like Farina. Farina's basic attack animation has so much personality, so much character in it. Like the follow-up animations, like if you just do one hit or two hits, like she'll have like different little poses afterwards. And I think stuff like that is really cool. But it's never anything like off over the top and flashy. And you know, we're all gacha players here. We're looking for hype moments and aura. So unfortunately, Genshin doesn't do that often. Outside, like, do we talk about like story animations too? Because Genshin, I would argue Genshin has like some of the best story animations. But if we're just talking about like, maybe it's overall animations, I'll leave Genshin back there. Then I think we do go Star Rail, and then obviously we would throw Zenless here. So in terms of Star Rail, like if we're talking about story animations, Star Rail definitely gets kind of blown out the water by the other two. In my opinion, I mean, I don't have to say that every time because I told you guys it's an opinionated video. Duh. Zenless, I feel like where we are, like when it starts, it does feel like they're over animating, right? They're quote unquote over animating. And then like season 2, they toned it back. And then they kind of brought it back at the end of season 2, but they understand when and when not to use like the sort of goofy animation. I'm trying, like the squash and stretch, you know, like the Disney style kind of techniques, which are still good hey, it's good that they use those. They don't like just spam it anymore like they did for like season 1. Like season 1 was like almost every cutscene was like wacky. Characters would have to move even though they don't need to move. But nowadays they're like pretty good. Or actually pretty good in their terms of animation. And we're talking about like character, and then if we also talk about character animation, I think the only character animations that I don't really like that much are like the alts in Zenless. I feel like the alts are kind of like whatever, but the alts are like very quick and snappy. But I guess that's for the design, huh? Based around how they designed the combat, they wanted the alts to be quick and snappy. Genshin's alts aren't that bad, but they're not that good. And Star Rail actually, like some of the alt animations are fucking like incredible. Dude, have we seen like Silverwolf? Silverwolf's got some of the best animations in the game. The streets are saying Himiko's got some of the best as well, but I haven't, like, I don't look at leaks, so like I don't know what I don't actually know like what Himiko's look like. We'll see that in the live stream whenever that goes up. But yeah, the Star Real's got like good like in-game animations. Like when you're actually in the combat, the animations are great. But everything else is like whatever. Combat. I mean, this one is kind of obvious, right? So let's just block it in, and let's talk about it. Okay, Genshin. I actually do like Genshin. Like, just because Genshin's at the bottom doesn't mean I don't like Genshin's combat. I like Genshin's combat, actually, a lot. But Genshin's combat has always felt like it's been missing something to me. I wanted it, and then they kind of did add it with like the new reactions. But it still doesn't solve the problem that I have with Genshin's combat, which like obviously it's reaction based and like, you know, the elemental reaction based and stuff. My biggest problem with Genshin's combat is I think that like, I don't know if this is a weird take because I don't see anybody talk about it, but then again, I actually don't interact that much with, you know, the communities of these games, despite having a YouTube channel. But I don't interact that much with them. Every element should have a reaction with another element, right? If that makes sense. So like Anemo and Geo should have a reaction, right? Like Geo and Dendro should have a reaction. Anemo and Dendro should have a reaction. Cryo and Dendro should have a reaction. There should not be a combination that doesn't have a reaction. You know what I mean? To me, it just seems kind of stupid, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of backwards. But but that's just my 2 cents. Obviously, it's been 2 years since I started playing Genshin. I'm used to it now. It's cool. It's fine. They have changed a lot. They have changed a lot where, you know, you're not really using your basic attack much. It's kind of like you do a skill and like the character will do something special off of their skill, and then that's kind of what you're using. But yeah, Genshin's combat is fun, but I am more of a turn-based kind of guy. I actually do fuck on my turn-based combat. I do fuck with my Final Fantasies. I do fuck with my Dragon Quest. I do be fucking with my Pokemans. I do be fucking with my Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is another turn-based. Why can't I think of more off the top of my head? Fire Emblem's kind of turn-based. So, you know, all those games like that. I do be messing with. The only thing is a Star Rail, they kind of, because of the fact that it's a fucking mobile game, and this goes for all of the games too, they hold themselves back because of the fact that it's on mobile, which, funny enough, I do appreciate that they are on mobile. The fact that you can just like take these games anywhere, like I can be on my lunch break and I'll be like, oh yeah, let me run my Genshin shit real quick, and I can just do that. It's very useful. It's very useful. I actually wish I can do that for like more games. Like, what if I can play Star Fox? Like, Star Fox just came out, so I'm thinking about Star Fox. What if I can just like play Star Fox on my phone real quick, and then like my progress would save to my Switch? Like, wouldn't that be sick? I feel like that'd be awesome. Anyway, so it's just like a 3-button game. You just have your basic attack, your skill, your ultimate, which doesn't really lend itself to having that much. They've been trying to get really creative. So like, whenever like Elation has all this extra shit now, right? Like, dude, Elation has so much extra shit compared to like a Remembrance. Remembrance was like, oh, you're kind of a Pokemon trainer now. You're a puppet character, except that not really. That kind of changed things, but not really. It didn't really change much. Elation, I feel like, does change quite a bit about like the thing. There's so much more stuff you look into with Elation. There's characters like Finon who like turn into like one-man armies and stuff, right? These characters have like different types of ults and things, so they are trying to like break free of their basic stuff, but unfortunately, just because of like the core game is how it is. Like, there's no guarding, there's none of that stuff. So strategy just kind of goes down to damage. Can I kill thing as fast as possible? Which is still fun, but it is what it is. I'm not going to mention power creep in any of these, by the way, unless that matters. Endgame, yeah, maybe we can talk about that there. It's not really that bad. And Zenless, let's talk about, dude, Zenless is 2 for 2 right now. We're glazing the Zenless glaze. Zenless is 2 for 2. Okay, so when I started Zenless, right? So this is a whole story. By the way, if you guys didn't expect it to be a Yap video, it is. Zenless's combat. So I would watch some of my friends, they played Zenless before me, and then they hated it. Obviously, I used to shit on Zenless before we even played the game. You should shit on all of these games before I played them, and now here I am. During that, I always thought that like the combat looked unsatisfying. Like, it looked like they never did damage. It looked like they weren't like doing anything. Like, and they would be attacking it. It was like, I don't know what they're like I don't know what's going on here. Obviously, I'm the one watching them. I'm not playing the game. So I don't know. I didn't know if they were playing the game wrong or right. They're definitely playing it wrong. So when I played the game for the first time, I realized something. The first thing I thought of, oh, this is Final Fantasy VII Remake. And if you're not aware, in that game, you build up a stagger meter, right? Just like Zenless. And like, you're not really doing damage outside of the stagger window. So like once you stagger an enemy, or in terms of Zenless, once you stun an enemy, then you go crazy. You go in with your big attacks, your big moves, your big combos, and that's how you get your damage. It's like a build up kind of thing. So I didn't know that until I played it, and I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. And then I went to end game content. I played through the entire game. I was like, yeah, okay, pretty basic. But then once you hit end game content, you realize, oh, there is shit here. There is so much shit here. And it comes down to like the character archetypes that you're playing. Are you playing Anomaly? Are you playing like an attacker, right? Like, are you like Miyabi? Are you Miyabiing it up, right? They're constantly trying to kill Miyabi, but Miyabi players are like, nah, bro, we ball. They don't care. Miyabi players don't give a shit, bro. I mean, you can just play Void Hunters and like, you know, kind of trivialize the content if you really want to, or you can play like the non-Void Hunters and have a little bit more nuance into what they do. Like Alice is one of my favorite characters. I like that she, you know, she's all about building up this separate meter where she has like the three stacks, and then once you got all 3 stacks, you build it up, she goes in, and then you can like swap into another character and do a thing. So like if I have like Bernice on the team and like Bernice has her a bloom ready, you pop Alice's enhance the basic, and then you swap in the Bernice, and then Bernice will do her like a bloom and on the enhanced basic, and then you can even if you're fast enough, you can even go to Yuzuha there, pop her like ult or her skill, and get like just a massive disorder explosion. Like, it's crazy. I love the fact that like when you swap into a character, your other character still performs their action that they were performing. So like you'll be attacking, and then you swap out. It's like it's literally like a tag fighter. It's like a tag fighter. And like the good bosses in this game are designed like a fighting game. And I do like fighting games. So they kind of did freaking cook. And the new endgame mode, by the way, that they dropped, Zenless, they got nuts for that. Nuts for that. To say that like, yeah, we're just gonna make an endgame mode where summoning doesn't matter. Your grinding doesn't matter. It's just skill. Straight skill. It's a skill endgame mode, bro. That they cooked. They did cook. You know what else they cooked on? Character design. Character design. Out of the 3, do I think Zenless is my favorite out of the 3? I don't know if I like Starro more than Genshin, and I don't know if I like Genshin more than like, I don't like, where do I put these characters? Because like Genshin releases a character and I never go, that's a bad character design. But I never really do that for any of these games either. Like, I never do that for any of these games. I never think to myself, oh, that's a bad character design, because like, why? Like, I'm not a character designer, so why would I think that that's a bad character design? Really, what it comes down to is that like, which game has less characters that hit for me? And I feel like there's more characters in Star Rail that I don't care about than in like Genshin. Let me look at it. I'm pulling them up on the side here. Whereas like, dude, Zenless, I have a list of characters that I just want because I just like them. But then again, like, Zenless also doesn't have the asymmetric thing. I actually hate asymmetry in these. I mean, I think like the way that they do it sometimes, like the stockings, like whenever a character's like a female character will have stockings, and like one leg has a stocking and the other leg does not. That shit genuinely pisses me off. There are ways to do asymmetry without doing that. I'm pulling up Yishun. Because that's who I just thought about right now. But see, Genshin has Mona, so like actually Genshin has Mona and Alice in it and Nicole in it. But then like Zenless has like a Silver Wolf level 999. Planet Arcadia has been pretty good. Guys, I don't know. I don't think it matters. This one is kind of like I don't think it matters. This one is legitimate, like character design. I don't think it fucking matters. Because at the end of the day, if the characters suck, I ain't summoning. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's actually, you know what? That's a good point though. Because I'm looking at Saridra right now. I love Saridra. Her character design, her personality, but I'm not summoning for her ass. But her character design is so good. This is a fucking hard one, guys. This was impossible. This one's impossible. What are we? Unfortunately, Mona's the end all be all. So maybe we'll put Genshin in front. Do I put Starro in the back? Starro does have her. But Zenless has Miyabi, Bernice, Vivian. Vivian is actually their best character design. Permea? They have Permea? Orphe? They got Orphe, Alice, Anby? Yeah, because it's like, I'm looking at, bro, like, I look at like Acheron, and it's like, dude, I think Acheron's cool. Her design, though. High Ceilings, though, they cooked. High Ceilings is like a cook. Kafka has a good character design. March is like peak fiction. Again, like Silverwolf level 999, and basic Silverwolf is pretty good as well. B Herda. Topaz. They have Topaz. Oh, they do have Bronya. Damn. They do have Bronya. No. No. Not like this, bro. Guys, just know that this is very contested. This is very contested. Events, this is another one that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but they all suck. They all suck. But which ones do we have the most fun with? Whenever we get co-op events in Genshin, I love that. I think Genshin needs to do like more with its co-op, and I think like I'm gonna make a video. Stay tuned. I mean, you guys get the little Hoyoverse, TripleHoyoVerser behind the scenes here. Before we get to 7.0, I'm gonna make a Genshin video talking about what could we, like, how to improve Genshin, things that I would want to see in Genshin. Maybe you'll see something related to co-op in there, who knows. Star Rail, I mean, Star Rail has Pokemon. Dude, Star Rail used to have, like, Star Rail's events used to be like top tier. And then we hit Inforius, and then suddenly everything just died. What happened? Star Rail used to be event king, actually. Zenless? The Zenless events are kind of cool. We do have the Bang Boo Fall Guys is kind of peak. They also have like the Bang Boo. They had like the Bang Boo Auto Chess event, which is kind of cool. They had like the cooking one, which was okay. I'm trying to think the ones that I played. Obviously, I'm thinking of the ones that I've played. Sometimes they have like weird ones. They have a lot of good combat ones. There's a combat one where you're controlling, like, you had like 3 teams in one like fight. It was really cool. That I wish they would have made an end game mode, but you know, maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. Star Rail, they abandoned combat events. Genshin always has like a every like main event for Genshin always has a combat event in it. So that's pretty good. Sometimes they have co-op combat events. Those are great. They should do those more often. The Star Rail fall off is like genuinely sad. So I think that's gonna have to be the first one. The Star Rail fall off. But it's like, just because it fell off doesn't mean it didn't happen. Do I look like a fucking Zenless Glazer to you guys? Yeah, dude, you can clip this out of context and it'll out of context, I'll just look like a Zenless Zone Zero freaking Glazer, bro. Guys, there's nuance here, okay? Don't just look, guys, please don't just look at the end game picture. Please watch the full video. Oh, but Genshin also had like the music event. They just had the Perry event, which is really cool. Inforius did have the restaurant mem event. That one was pretty good. That was a pretty good one. The restaurant mem event was pretty good. Oh, you know what they do? You know what Star Rail does have? They have Relic Recon. They do. They do. That's points. Relic Recon is points. I never seen Genshin do a Relic Recon, bro. I never seen Zenless do a Relic Recon. I'm just saying. So I don't know. There's nuance here. Environments. So Zenless, right, is definitely the worst one for sure. For sure. Zenless is definitely the worst one. Like, I don't hate how, like, you know, down to earth it is. Like, 6th Street is pretty cool, but like New Eridu, it doesn't feel that varied. It just feels like, oh, we go to a city, and then we just go to another city, and then we go to another city, and then we go to China, and we go to China, and like, there are the environment doesn't really change that much over there either. The Rose Califer is pretty cool that it's in space, or not space, it's on the sky, but how much variation are we gonna get in there, right? How much variation are we gonna get in there? Now, Star Rail, pretty good environments, I would say. Penacony is like awesome. Penacony, I love Penacony. I think the environments within like I feel like the main hub of Penacony is awesome. What is that other place? The place where like the Watcher is. Where the Watcher is? I don't remember what that place is called. That place is really cool too in Penacony. Belobog is like is unique. Herta Space Station. Xianzhou, I think, is pretty unique. Has different like good places. The only problem is like when you're doing like the dungeon areas, right? Where like the enemies are, it all feels kind of the same in like every environment. It all does feel kind of insane in like every environment. It's, I don't know, it's probably because it's always like a back alley type beat. Planet Arcadia doesn't really have dungeons that much. So no, yeah, like because like there are enemies, but the enemies you fight, you don't have to like fight the enemies. Like, you know what I mean? Like the enemies, like they don't have like a dungeon. They've never really done dungeon areas, huh? For Planet Arcadia, that's so weird. And then we have Amphorius, which is like pretty dark and gritty a lot of the time. Amphorius has like 5 million areas too. I do like Akama. Like Akama looks great. Like in the daytime and stuff, it looks pretty good. But obviously, I mean, we're giving this the Genshin Impact, of course. You know, shout out to Genshin Impact. We are giving this one the Genshin Impact. I mean, some of the places you go to Genshin look like concept art. Genshin really is one of those games that like you look at the concept art and then you look at it in game and it's like, oh, nothing changed. Oh, nothing changed. Whereas like a lot of times you would see concept art of a game and you'd be like, oh, I wish it looked like this. I'm on my Hoyo channel and I'm still gonna slander this guy. Sonic, right? There were like concept art of like, I think was it Frontier? It was either Frontiers or Forces, I remember. I don't know. It was one of these shitty fucking Sonic games where they had concept art and like it looked so sick, and then like the game comes out and it doesn't look anything like that. And it's like, bro. It's like, bro, like, can we like lock in a little bit? Like, god damn. But Genshin does a really good job at making their environments look very fucking good. Very fucking good. Like all the set pieces and places that you find in Genshin are like something breathtaking. I wish I had like a tie-in PC and the game content. Okay. Okay. So respectfully, right? Respectfully, even though we did just get this endgame mode, this brand new endgame mode, which is freaking incredible. And like there's a lot of stuff to do in like Zenless endgame, but it really does boil down to the two that reset every like 2 weeks, I think, which is Sheer Defense and Deadly Assault. I mean, there's also Hollow Zero and stuff, but there is a lot to do. But the only things that are like truly challenging are like probably the new endgame that just came out, and then like I guess Tower. I haven't done Tower. I think there's that one mode that I actually never touched. It's called, I don't remember what it's called. But it doesn't update often. There is that one mode. I haven't touched it yet. But I hit y'all with a subversion here. Genshin still got a worse endgame. So Genshin's endgame is straight up three modes: Abyss, Theater, Siegewind. We need more modes. I'll talk about that in that Genshin video I mentioned earlier. I'm not really sure why they're so against endgame content, but I guess it's because it's more of an exploration game, which is why this is up here. Like that's why they're running the game right here. So there's that. But in terms of endgame content, it's like, yeah, nothing really too crazy. Like Siegewind's okay. I actually really like Theater. I know people hate Theater, but I really like Theater. The fact that you utilize your entire box, I wish that like Zenless should get a mode like that, where you utilize your entire box. But unfortunately, God Rail is gonna have to be God Rail here. Yeah, God Rail endgame. Yeah, it is just like that. It is indeed just like that, bro. Pure Fiction. Well, Pure Fiction is actually the worst, but Pure Fiction, Apocalyptic Shadows, and Memory of Chaos, Currency Wars, Divergent Universe, bro. There's Simulated Universe. Some can say the story itself is endgame content. In terms of fun, I'm actually having so much fun with Star Rail's endgame right now, and I think it's because of just the amount of variety that you kind of have right now. Like there's a lot of good characters right now in Star Rail, and that does help. They do like a variety of different buffs. It's not really like Genshin, where Genshin is like, hey, are you running Lunar? No? Looks like you're not getting your 12 this time, buddy. I mean, you could still get a 12, right? But like, it's gonna be way harder for you. And then like, you know, Zenless low key, sometimes if you don't have, you know, a team or like a setup for a particular boss, like if you don't have a character that matches up to that boss that they put up, hey, throw your hands up. I mean, that's why they let you kind of get more points on the other team, on the other bosses, and you can kind of sandbag one boss, right? So it's, you know, but Star Rail does that too. Ooh. Yeah, God Rail is going to be God Rail here. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, all the end games, I do have fun with them. Obviously, we make videos on them. And I will say this here, starting this channel, I've enjoyed playing these games way more than I did before starting this channel. Is that weird? Yes. Isn't that a little weird? I know it is. I know it's a little weird, but I have been enjoying these games way more. I think the thing that I dread more is actually doing the story, because now it feels like I'm taking because time, right? It's just so much time. Whereas like before, I can just kind of do the story while I'm like working out or something, right? Like I can just do the story like on a treadmill or like at work or like anywhere else. But now it's like, okay, I feel like I have to I actually want to like lock in and do the reaction to the story. So it does take a lot of time. Like Genshin right now, actually, there's 2 character quests that I want to do. I want to do Linnea's and Lowen's character quest, but I know that's 3 hours each, bro. Where am I going to find 6 hours? Godrail did just get its flowers. This is going to be the real controversy. What? This is going to be real controversial. I got Star Rail. OST, the worst one. The worst one. I know. Everyone is commenting right now. Proy! Wildfire! Any Robin track. Shout out to the GOAT Robin, by the way. Yeah. Anytime Robin's on the beat, she be cooking, okay? But besides like the Herda space station, the other OSTs in game are not that good, I guess, in my opinion. I have to say that now. We're gonna say that, you know, in my opinion, right? Not even like the battle themes. Sometimes the boss battle themes, they kind of cook. Like Lygus is one that comes to mind, and I think Sparksicon had a pretty good battle theme as well. Oh, and I think Graphia, literally the Graphia boss fight also had a pretty good theme. So like Plan Arcadia, actually, the music in Plan Arcadia hasn't actually been that bad, but most of the time, right? But like we think about the other ones, it's very just like background, like doing its job. But for an RPG, guys, it is an RPG. When you think of RPG, one of the first things you always think of is this OST about that bang. It's OST about that bang, bro. And I'm not talking about any of this shit that's not in the game. We're not talking about any outside of that stuff. Like we're talking about in-game, like we're talking about the game. OST. What does that stand for? Original soundtrack, okay? In-game. And Star Rail, unfortunately, in-game does not have that much good OST. And Zenless is very funny, right? Zenless is very funny because Zenless is like when you're, for me, right? This is probably the most opinionated column of all of them, right? This is the most opinionated column of all of them. For Zenless, when I'm walking around the city, any city, and like in the environment, oh my god, OST 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. They cook, right? The vibes, it's like, dude, like I think about like some of the 6th Street music, and it's like, oh, dude, they do cook. And then I go into a combat, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of where I'm at with that, right? Whereas like Genshin, I feel Genshin. We'll get to Genshin, Mr. Genshin cum guzzler. Let's get that. We'll get to Genshin. As it turns to like Star Rail, when walking around, there are some areas, right? There's that one area in Plan Arcadia, the the Fool's Tavern, they had a banger in there, and obviously Heard of Space Station. But like everywhere else is kind of like, you know, like I'm not pulling up this OST outside of you know, any of this. And you get in the combat and it's like, bro, I'm putting my own OST on. If Wildfire ain't playing, if Proi Proi ain't playing, I'm putting my own OST on. And y'all know that's facts. Y'all know it's facts. Y'all know it's facts, bro. You know it's facts, bro. Like I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not sitting here and pretending, even though it might be facts, but it's an opinion, guys. It's an opinion, guys. It's an opinion, guys. It's all fun and games. Now Genshin OST, I mean, Godshin is Godshin. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately, bro. Genshin, I mean, just like the overall OST, banger. The boss fight OST, banger. The battle OST, banger. Like, they just got it all over there at Genshin. The only thing that Genshin is missing is indeed the vocal tracks. Star Rail got vocal tracks. Vocal tracks, as a ex-Sonic fan, I love the Sonic, like vocal OSTs. So the fact that, like, Star Rail has, like, vocal OST, we're probably gonna get another one with Himiko. The Himiko patch is we're probably gonna get another one. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it's a banger. I mean, I don't know, are they topping, like, because Wildfire to me is like the best one, but then like Proi Proi is like right there, like when, like, oh my god, like the whoa. I feel like what it is like the moment and the music are so synchronized that, like, that elevates that so well, right? That elevates it so well. Same with like Wildfire, like when like Cocolia drops the thing on you for the first time in the story, and then like it's like, we made a choice, go find it. Like we're waiting for that. When Genshin gets its vocal tracks, it probably will never get a vocal track, but like I don't think it's probably not in their style, in their thing. But I feel like if we're gonna, whenever we hit the final fight, like when we're fighting Celestia itself or something, I don't know who the final boss of it is, like, because I don't know who the final boss is. I mean, it's the Heavenly Principles, but like, you know, they're probably gonna fuse or something. Like there's gonna be like the final boss is gonna be something fucking crazy. Is it gonna be your sibling? Surely not, right? I don't think it would be. That would be kind of insane. Now, hopefully, if it's that, then hopefully they do this. They do like a vocal track. Anyway, that's the only thing Genshin's missing. Everything else is like 10 out of 10, bro. You hit the Sumeru battle theme, bro, and you're throwing ass. You hit the fucking Natlan battle theme, brother. Like, don't even talk to me. We're not even talking about OST, bro. Like this is just where it's gonna be, and that's what it's gonna do. Community? Okay. We really put community. Nikkei as the best community? Is that true? Yes. I do play Nikkei, guys. Oh, but I mean, if I play Nikkei, I'm not going to put Nikkei here, right? Because this was a all gacha game list. I'm not going to put Nikkei here. But if you want to know, Nikkei is clearing in story, and Nikkei is clearing in OST. Those two? Yeah. In events, Nikkei is clearing in events. Yeah. I think those three, story, events, and OST, Nikkei is fucking clearing. And I guess community too. I guess sure, because like they're kind of just chilling most of the time. They're kind of just chilling, which Zenless pretty much chilling. But I mean, no gacha community is good though. But they are kind of just chilling in Zenless. Bro, we can put freaking we can put Impact 3 as number 1. Why? Because those guys, they're like fake. Everybody pretends like they play this game. They didn't play the fucking game. They're all we're gonna use the word correctly here, LARPers. They all pretend like they play that shit. Nobody plays that shit. Ain't nobody play that shit. What the fuck? But I'm sure they have no controversy over there because there's like 6 people playing it, and like, I mean, you all have to be happy and happy friend families, right? We're gonna put Mr. Godrail at number 2. And we will put Genshin at number 3 down here. So why? Well, Zenless is up here because most of the time, from what I've gathered, and you know, from my time, just kind of just lurking because I'm not really in the community that much, right? I'm just lurking. I'm just out here like I'm snaking around, you know what I'm saying? I just be popping my head in here and there. So what I see about Zenless, they were kind of getting a little freaky whiny. They were getting a little whiny at the end of season 2. Around like Yishuang Guan time, like they were getting a little like, okay, like what are we really complaining about here? Like let's get a focus and complain about something for real. But most of the time, it's really just about, because like most of the time people, like most of the community, like it's not many people are actually in it for the story. They're in it for the game. Like they're playing the game, and because they're just here to play the game. It's just people helping each other. Like, hey, you can do this, you clear better. Or like, oh, try out this Miyabi build. Try out this Alice build, right? Like, oh, this team comp is actually pretty cool. Oh, I'm gonna try to do like A rank Billy clears. You know what I mean? like people, they're just having more fun with that. Star Rail is a little crazy. They are a little insane over there, from what I gather. I do think maybe we gotta tone it down a bit. The God Rail stuff is very funny. I use it a lot. I use it all the time. I think it's fucking hilarious. Like anytime they do something good, God Rail is God Rail. I think like, so there's the two types of there's like the two versions of the community though. There's the people who are like here for the end game. We're here for the end game, right? We're just playing the end game shit. And then there's people here for the story. I feel like the story people are like way more annoying than the end game people. Because the end game people aren't the ones that are actually complaining about like power creep and stuff. It's the story guys. It's the story people who are complaining about like, oh my god, the power creep, the shilling. It's like, because like the end game guys, they're just gonna clear it anyway. Like it doesn't fucking. They're like, yeah. They're like, oh, look at that. You want me to use Elation? Well, I'm actually gonna come in here with my E2 Rappa and get myself a full clear. Like, okay. Like, okay. Like, oh, actually, like, they want me to use Super Break? Well, I'll just come in here with my Herda and I'm gonna get my my sustainless Herda and get my full clear. Like, that's, you know what I mean? That is the difference, right? I don't know, like, I wasn't really around during Enforus. Like I was there at the end of Enforus. I wasn't around during it, but I was there at the end. I'm sure it was hell during Enforus. Like in terms of like the story and maybe even like combat, endgame combat. Because people are crying about Remembrance. People are oh my god, the global passive. I wasn't there for the global passive, dude. I know for a fact the global passive shit was probably like true insanity. I know it was. No, it was, dude. I know that global passive shit was probably the worst thing anybody's ever experienced. And one thing that'll be a direct lead into the next game here. A lot of Star Rail players can't seem to just enjoy something about Star Rail without immediately shitting on Genshin. Zenless players, they don't actually do that much. I don't really see them do that. But like a Star Rail player, they'd see something and they'd be like, oh, Genshin would never. Oh, Genshin couldn't do this. Oh, Proof, man, it's so much better than Genshin. Like, what are we, like, guys, like, bro, like, what is, dude, Genshin is over here. Genshin is over here fighting the battle that it has to fight because it started this. It started this. Genshin started this. I mean, well, not like Nikkei was kind of around, and like Arc Knights was also kind of around. But like for like every other game, Genshin was like the beginning of the problem of where not Hoyo, but gacha games are. That the 2020 boom, because Genshin came out and then everybody was like, oh my god, we can just make a gacha game, open world gacha, or whatever the fuck they want to do. So every game has to come back and get tied into Genshin, which then leads to the community being anybody and everybody. So that anybody and everybody. If it was just Genshin players, it'd be literally, it's not even, it's like Genshin players don't even complain about their own damn game that much. It's the people who don't play Genshin complaining about Genshin. So unfortunately, Genshin just has to hold the L. It just has to hold it for the rest of its existence. Because it did start the gacha boom. It did. Bro, I play fucking Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which is currently celebrating a Beast Gohan celebration right now, right? I play this, right? This game, Guess when this game came out, because you probably can't. You guys probably didn't even play a gacha game back in the day, bro. Back in the day. This game came out in 2015. I've been playing it for about 9-10 years. It's 11 years old. This game, 11 years old. And this was back when mobile games used to just be mobile games, where you play them on your phone, you do a little thing here, you do a little thing here and there, you play for like a 15 minutes or so and you move on. Now, look at, like, bro, people are making entire personalities around these games now. You know what I mean? That all started with Mr. Genshin right here. So there is that, gamers. Should we? I don't want to tally this up because I don't think that matters. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's tally it up. Let's tally it up. Let's have some fun. If you're in front for one, you get 1 point. If you're number 2, you get a half. And then if you're at the end, you get nothing. So let's add these up. Let's get the calc out. So Genshin has a 4.5. Let me make sure that's right. 4.5 for Genshin. So there's 9 maximum points you can get. So Star Rail has a lot of half points. Star Rail might come up on the top because of Star Rail barely has a 0. It has like 2 zeros in there. Star Rail ends up with a 4. Lower than Genshin. Uh-oh. I feel like Zenless is Zenless at top? Damn. And Zenless Zone 0 ends with a whopping 5. A whopping 5, dude. So to go over it, Zenless has a 5, Genshin at a 4.5, and Star Rail at a 4. Do these rankings matter? Of course not. Of course not. But I guess you can say that Star Rail probably is my least favorite. Is it? Yes. But like that's why we did these categories. That's why I wanted to do this, just to see which one is really my favorite as the triple Hoyo slobber, right? Which one do you really like the most? My favorite is actually Genshin, believe it or not. It's not Zenless. It is Genshin. I mean, listen, the statistics don't matter. The statistics, they don't matter. The math, fake. My favorite is Genshin. I can tell you that right now. My favorite is Genshin. It looks like Zenless did win in terms of everything. I tried to be as fair as possible. That's pretty damn good. So you know what we should do? Let's save it and let's start a war, shall we? I mean, I probably won't. I have like no followers on Twitter. Let's go ahead and let's grab our very non-controversial image. And let's make sure to tag everybody. Genshin Impact. They don't have a tag. Okay, they don't have a hashtag. Whatever. I mean, Elon's Wonderland is like some dog shit. We can't really say that. So now, looks like it's their problem now. Now, what's funny is I don't think nobody will ever see this, right? This is more video. And with that, gamers, thank y'all for watching. This looked like it went on for 1 hour and 12 minutes, but I think it will probably be less than that when I edit it. But let me know where you guys rank all of the Hoyo games. I mean, I know that there's, the 2 other ones here. Again, nobody plays this. You're lying. I don't know if anybody actually plays Tears. I actually know a girl who plays Tears of Themis, but besides her, I don't think anyone else is on this game. But yeah, let me know where you guys would rank the 3 main Hoyo games. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you even play all 3. Let me know if you only play like 1. Let me know which ones you're playing at all. Next tier list I do will be the faded Star Rail character tier list. It's just that I need to wait for 4.4. I was gonna do it after the anniversary, right? I was gonna do it after the anniversary, but I didn't do it during the anniversary. And then the blade patch happened, and now like it ended where it ended, and now it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait for 4.4 because where Himiko goes on that tier list is determined by 4.4. So I feel like we actually do need the full scope for Himiko's little story, and then we can come in and we'll do the Star Rail character tier list. I think that'll be fun. But all right, gamers, if you enjoyed, please leave a comment, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.